So, some games are just beautiful, and it's hard to define exactly what makes them beautiful because it's not just one thing. It's not just the graphics. It's the combination of the way it looks, the aesthetic choices, and the sounds, and the gameplay as well. Kind of the goals and the objectives and things like that. They don't have to be positive necessarily, but they do just need to be something that is, I suppose, meaningful. And when all these things come together, and the way the game feels and things like that, it can make what is, I can't think of any other way to describe it than a beautiful work of art. And yeah, I think many games strive to do this, but not a lot of them meet that mark, meet what we would all call beautiful. But this, I think, is one of them. This is one of those games that is actually what I would describe as beautiful. And it's a short experience, as you can see. It's just a prologue, but it is one that I found very, very compelling and very satisfying and very enjoyable indeed. It is one that I recommend. The link will be in the description, and we're going to have a look at a little bit of gameplay so we can just understand what the game is doing, and then a little bit of critique, because all games need a little bit of critique. Yeah, and that's it. Then hopefully you guys will come and play the game and give the dev some love, and we'll hopefully see you in the next video. So just a reminder at that point, don't forget to like and or comment and or subscribe. Like if you like the video, especially if you're going to leave it early, because that helps with the engagement. Comment, because I love to hear from you guys. I really do want to hear what you have to say about things and what you recommend that I cover or focus on or don't focus on. And yeah, subscribe if you want to see more videos about games. But even if you just like and comment, YouTube will show you more videos about games, which I assume you want to see because you are here looking at a video about a very, very good looking, very, very lovely to play game. So the game is called Lumberite, and we will jump in and I will explain what is going on, and then we will have a look a bit more at the itch.io page and stuff like that in the critique level. So here is the game, and we have two figures and this little village. So we have one guy who is chopping down a tree, but he has stopped because it has gone dark. Why do I still hear him chopping? No, weird. Those are trees growing. Anyway, so we have one guy who chops down a tree, and we have one guy who is waiting to pick up the logs from when the tree is chopped down. As you can see, the sun travels very fast through the sky. And once he finishes chopping, come on, there we go. So he's chopped it down, he's got the logs. The other guy then fetches the logs and puts them in this hearth. And what he is trying to do is get 5 logs in the hearth before sunset. Looks like he's just made it. At which point they are allowed to light the ritual flame. And once the flame burns, it gives us a blessing, and we receive 1 blessing. Now, if he puts logs in, now it takes 10 logs to light the flame, so it doubles every time they successfully do it. That's the little ritual of this village. And every time he puts in enough logs, the flame lights. But any extra logs, or if he hasn't put in enough logs, all of the logs gets moved into the log storage. So if he doesn't have 10 logs, if he only has like 9, then the hearth is emptied at the end of the day, as you will be able to see here, because you won't have enough, I think. So he's got 7. And then, yeah, so the hearth is emptied and all those logs are moved into storage, which is fine. We do want a few blessings, but we don't want too many. And we want quite a lot of logs. Why do we want logs? Well, we have 4 buildings here that consume the logs. The first one is the Barbu workshop. The Barbu is the guy that does the chopping. I don't know what language that is, or if it's a made up one for this game. As you can see, you can boost his walking speed by spending logs, 20 logs, so he gets out there a little bit faster. You can unlock the ability to boost his chopping speed with a blessing, but once you've unlocked the ability, it just takes logs to upgrade it. And you can unlock the ability to boost his axe damage. Over here we have the botanist, who will improve the forest, so he'll boost forest density, so we have a few more trees more densely packed over here, so the guys don't need to run quite as far to get, because the trees regrow every night, so the forest regrows itself. And so you can boost the forest density. You can make the trees a little bit weaker, so the chopping, they have to be chopped a little bit less to get through them. You can increase a log per tree, which is a very nice bit of research to do. And you can unlock elder trees, which are basically just bigger trees. They're much harder to chop down, but they provide a lot more logs once they are chopped down. So yeah, and then finally, of course, it's the I think Odu or Dodu. Is that a D? I think it's a D. The Dodus, who are the guys that fetch the logs. And once again, you can boost their walking speed, the amount of logs they can carry, and with 2 blessings, you can make it so that they carry logs across at night. Although they don't meet the ritual requirement, but they do boost the logs in the storage, because sometimes there's a lot of logs hanging around at night. So that's how we are collecting logs, and we can boost the way the logs are collected. Why are we doing that? Well, we want to forge a magical pickaxe, which will then allow us to hack our way through this mountain. And while that is where the game ends, once you forge the magical pickaxe, I'm guessing, as this is a prologue, that you will then start another idle incremental phase of cutting through the mountain. But that isn't in this game, but it doesn't matter. We are playing here. So, right, we have 29 logs. Oh, what we can, of course, do is also summon another Borbu and another Dodu, who will then work a little bit quicker, because now there's 2 of them. They'll get the logs in there a bit quicker. We can get more blessings. But we get to the point where we don't need too many blessings, because there's only a few things to unlock. We need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 blessings, essentially, which is quite fortunate, because it's doubling the amount of logs it takes every day. It would soon become absolutely impossible to get all the blessings we might need if there were more of them. So I think let's spend our first blessing. What are we going to spend it on? Let's get an extra log per tree, and then we can spend just a mere 25 logs on buying an extra one. So now he's getting more, and I think we need these guys to carry a few more logs. Let's speed them up a bit, how fast they walk. We didn't quite get there. I don't think it's possible to kind of fail this, quote unquote fail this, I think, because it is, you can't just keep throwing resources at the problem, at the challenge here. I mean, there, I think we've already got the day's summoning for the altar, so we can unlock another ability. What should we unlock? We should probably, no, it's not quite time for elder trees yet. Probably log capacity would be nice to unlock. There we go, we got one of those. Let's unlock that. These guys can carry a few more logs, and we can spend some money on getting them to walk a bit faster. So now they are picking up all the logs. Now we need to upgrade these guys a bit. We're already halfway there, so if we can boost these guys, we can come on, you can do it. Get those logs in there. Oh, we just didn't make it, but we do have 20 logs, so we can, I suppose, get these guys carrying a few more, although I don't think we weren't really short of logs there per se. It was just at the speed that these guys were chopping. So yeah, we definitely need to boost our next ritual to get these guys to chop things down a bit quicker. If we don't make it, let's boost the logs per tree. Oh, we did make it. Excellent. There we go. So we can upgrade that. Oh, and it costs quite a bit to upgrade the next one. We'll need a lot of logs for that, but we will get there. And I think that's all we can spend on tonight. So yeah, it's a little bit slow to start off with, but you eventually get to the point where these guys are carrying huge piles of logs back, and this first bit of forest just gets mowed back in the morning. Until you get the elder trees, they do slow things down again a little bit. But now we'll have nice big chunk piles of logs. Oh, we're actually going to make it to a ritual. Almost. That was close. So yeah, we can make these guys walk a little bit quicker. We can get these guys to carry a bit more. We need to start spending logs on the density of the forest, so we have a denser pack over here at the beginning. These values do max out eventually. And you know what? That is all of the gameplay I am going to show. I definitely recommend you guys come and play this. It is quite beautiful. It is quite calming to play. It is quite serene. Yeah, and it is an experience I would have hated to not have had. Right, so that is all the gameplay. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you are leaving, to repair some of the loss of engagement by an early departure. Otherwise, yeah, thank you for watching. I do appreciate it. If you are here for the critique, well, thank you for listening further, for listening to my little opinion on how games should be made. What are we going to talk about in this game? Well, we've got the UI. There isn't much of a UI. There was just a play button at the beginning, but we do have the independent ability to turn the music off and to turn the sound effects off. So if you don't like the music, just listen to the soft sound of trees being chopped. So I think there is more than sufficient UI. It is deliberately kind of minimalist, other than the massive sort of boxes here that with the huge research buttons. I suppose in terms of UI, if I'm going to offer a bit of critique, this needs to be themed a lot more, cleaned up a lot more. It could match the aesthetic of the game a lot better. I don't know how I would do that. It would need to be a competent artist to do that kind of thing. I think this could be improved quite a bit. Oh, we've got a ritual. But I think it is quite beautiful, really. Even with this big box, I don't know. I keep saying that. I think this game has impressed me too much. The UI, this could change a bit. It does stick out a bit as not quite right for this. I'm guessing the developer wanted to make that change, but it just didn't have time. This was made for a game jam. It was made for a 3-hour game jam, but I think he spent extra time on it, possibly post game jam. Try Jam 343, which I think was a while ago, wasn't it? What are the older comments here? From 2 days ago. I don't know. Is this jam happening at the moment? Let's find out. Have a look at the overview. No, it was over. It was over from a few days ago. So yeah, the theme is the ritual. Plus a few other themes, I suppose, Halloween themes. Anyway, so this was made for the game jam, and as you can see, it did some good work towards it. So thank you, Game Jam, for producing another really good looking game for us. Now I'm rambling. Let us talk about the sounds and put the music back, because I quite like it. The sounds. The music is excellent, an exquisite choice. We enjoy it very greatly. The sounds of the wood chopping, I think, it is obviously absolutely fine for this game, but I think it could be fine-tuned a bit more. I think maybe a little bit more of an echo to it, so you're hearing like chopping in the forest, whereas at the moment it sounds a bit kind of obvious, like they're on top of you doing it. I don't know, that's just my feeling on it. What else can we talk about? The sounds? Maybe just a bit meatier in the chopping sound. And also, I would love to hear sounds of the wood being stacked. So just the occasional little sort of clatter of wood on wood, or something along those lines. There is a little sort of rustle sound when they put the wood in the inventory, but I don't know. I find I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I think it could be updated a little bit there, but I don't think it's important that it is updated. The art, I think the game absolutely looks stunning. Especially like the little glowy blue eyes of the guys at night. Their eyes are sort of glowy. They're funny little characters. I'm not quite sure how I would describe them. Strange little figures with little black hoods on and glowing eyes. I don't know. They're more like goblins or something. I'd like to know what the language is. If this is a reference to an existing IP or a particular language from a mythology from somewhere. I don't know. Barbu and Dodu. Is that? I mean, this looks Nordic. It looks sort of Northern European. So, is it there? I don't know. I don't know anything about it. But it is an exquisite mythology, whatever it is, whether it's real world or some kind of fantasy story. And I would love to know more about it. So yeah. I mean, in terms of the immersion critiques, I would say put more info in this game about the characters and the people. Who are these Dodus? Who are these Barbus? What are these rituals? What is this mythos? I want to know more. Maybe little things that you can unlock on the occasional tree which you chop down. Just drop something that you click on and it just tells you a little bit more about what's going on here in this beautiful countryside. And the music's great as well. So yeah, art, many full points. The sounds, I would say, are also completely full score, but it's missing bonus points. Gameplay, the game feeling, it took me a moment to learn what was going on, but obviously it just kind of plays itself until you click on the buildings and spot that things are happening. I don't know, it was really nice to have that kind of cold entry as you just enter the game and the stuff is happening. It did actually put me sort of here, and I could just hear the chopping sounds, and I was like, what's going on? Where's the gameplay? And I had to use the mouse, the keyboard keys to scroll to the right. I see the mouse also scrolls, and find where the guy was chopping, and I think I'd missed the first ritual, and I didn't quite understand how the ritual was working at first. I figured it out. It's easy to figure out, but it always worries me when you see this kind of gameplay, because you're like, I can figure this out as a game player. I know what I'm looking for, and I have the motivation to do it because I want to play the game. But as I've said in many of my other videos, what if I'm a completely new person to gaming and somebody said, this game is stunning, like another gamer mate at work, and he sent me the link, and now I'm trying to play this, and I don't know what's going on, and now I think he's an idiot for playing games that are just incomprehensible. Why are you wasting your time on the stupidness rather than being pulled into the game? So yeah, while I love cold opening games where you have to figure out what's going on, it does worry me that it quote unquote ruins the gaming community by not allowing newcomers to step in easily. So if you've got a game where you've got an established IP and people are going to jump in, then yeah, do cold starts and things like that. But if you've got a game that's very easy to get into on a website, it's a web-based game and somebody clicks twice and they're in playing the game, try and give them a little bit more assistance in the first minute or two of the game, so that if you have complete newbies, you've taken them by the hand, you've said, this is how to play the game, this is where the fun is, come and play games with us, you're one of us now. And I think that's what's needed here. Just bring people in so we have more gamers, so the power of the gamer community is stronger, and the gamer economy grows. That's what I hope for. But yeah, I think I've given all the critique in this game that I need to. Honestly, there isn't much that can be improved on, and I want to see the game that this is the prologue for. So keep working on it, please, developer. Thank you for creating a beautiful game, and that's all I have to say about that. So thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video. And I'm going to hope that you come and play this and say goodbye. Goodbye.